So, you've been watching those MMA fights on TV, jaw-dropping knockouts, insane submissions, and all-out brawls that keep you on the edge of your seat. You can't help but think, hey, I could do that. But the question is, how do you get started in this epic, brutal world of MMA? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to guide you step by step on how to dive into the world of mixed martial arts as a complete beginner. First things first. It's important to know that stepping into MMA isn't just about being tough or knowing how to throw punches. It's about discipline, strategy, technique, and a willingness to push yourself beyond your limits. So, before you start picturing yourself in the octagon, let's break this down, step by step, to make sure you know exactly what you're getting into and how to do it the right way. Step 1. Get in shape. But you don't have to be a super athlete yet. The first and most obvious thing you need to do is get in decent shape. If you're not already training regularly, don't worry. You don't need to be in peak physical condition to start. But let's be real, MMA is an intense sport. It's about strength, endurance, flexibility, and stamina. So you'll need to build a solid fitness foundation. Start with regular cardio, running, cycling, swimming, strength training, and flexibility exercises. If you're out of shape, don't stress. Take it slow and build up your fitness gradually. But here's the key. Don't overdo it in the beginning. You want to avoid injury, so ease into things and focus on building a solid base. Step 2. Find a gym that specializes in MMA. Once you've got your fitness routine started, it's time to find a gym. This step is huge because where you train can make all the difference. The best thing you can do is find a gym that has experienced coaches and a structured MMA program. Look for a place that has solid offerings in the different disciplines that make up MMA. Boxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, Muay Thai, wrestling, and kickboxing. These are the core martial arts that you need to become proficient in to be successful in MMA. When looking for a gym, ask about the coach's experience, especially with MMA fighters. You want a gym where you can learn, but also where you feel comfortable. You'll want to train in a safe environment where everyone, from beginners to pros, treats each other with respect. And don't be afraid to visit a few different gyms to find one that feels right for you. Step 3. Start training in the basics of each discipline. Now that you've found your gym, it's time to start training. This is where things get really interesting. You're going to be learning the basics of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and wrestling. But here's the thing. Don't expect to be amazing at all of them right away. It takes time to develop skills in each one of these disciplines, so be patient with yourself. A lot of beginners make the mistake of trying to master everything at once, but MMA is about integrating these skills in the most effective way possible. That's going to take time. You'll likely start by focusing on one discipline at a time. For example, you might begin with learning the striking techniques from boxing or Muay Thai. In parallel, you'll also learn the fundamentals of grappling through BJJ and wrestling. As you progress, the goal is to seamlessly combine these techniques into your overall game plan. Here's a little secret. Don't be afraid to fail. In fact, you'll probably fail a lot in the beginning, but that's okay. The more you fail, the more you learn, and the better you'll get. Step 4. Embrace sparring and rolling. As you get more comfortable with the techniques, the next step is sparring for striking and rolling for grappling. This is where the magic happens. Sparring allows you to practice your strikes against a live opponent, and rolling helps you get used to the dynamic nature of grappling. Yes, it's tough, and yes, it's uncomfortable at times, but sparring and rolling are essential to getting better. When you start sparring, remember, don't focus on winning. Focus on learning, experimenting, and improving. Sparring isn't about knocking your partner out. It's about testing what you've learned in a live environment. So don't be too hard on yourself if you get tagged or if your takedown defense needs work. Just keep pushing forward and stay consistent. At this point, you're probably thinking, this sounds intense, right? And yeah, it is. But here's where the journey really begins. It's important to celebrate the small wins along the way, like landing your first clean punch or successfully escaping a submission. Step 5. Develop your fight strategy. As you start progressing, it's time to focus on developing your fight strategy. MMA isn't just about throwing punches and going for takedowns. It's about creating a game plan that works with your strengths and exploits your opponent's weaknesses. Maybe you're a natural striker with knockout power, or perhaps you're more comfortable on the ground with BJJ. Your strategy will evolve as you continue to train, and it'll be tailored to your unique skill set. This is when it's important to have a coach or mentor who can guide you through the process. They can help you refine your technique and start working on fight strategies that suit you. Step 6. Take your first amateur fight, if you're ready. Now, here comes the part where you really test yourself. Competing. Many fighters get nervous about their first amateur fight, and that's totally normal. But here's the thing. This is your chance to put everything you've learned into practice. Your first fight may be a little messy, and you might not perform as well as you want, but that's all part of the journey. Even if you never go pro, fighting amateur fights will teach you invaluable lessons about yourself, your technique, and your mental toughness. Win or lose, stepping into that cage or ring is an experience you won't forget. Thank you for sticking with me. If you're still watching this, I really appreciate you sticking around. I know MMA may seem intimidating at first, but trust me, if you stay consistent and keep putting in the work, you'll see improvement. It's a process, but it's a fun and rewarding one. Whether you decide to compete or just train for fitness, MMA has so much to offer, and it'll challenge you in ways you never thought possible. Step 7. Keep evolving. Even after your first fight, the work doesn't stop. MMA is about continuous learning and improvement. Every time you step into the gym, you're building towards something bigger, whether that's competing professionally or simply becoming a better martial artist. The key is to stay humble, keep learning, and never stop growing. In conclusion, stepping into the world of MMA is a journey, and like any journey, it begins with that first step. Whether you're doing it for fitness, fun, or competition, MMA will test you in ways you never imagined. So, are you ready to take that first step into the cage? The world of MMA is waiting for you.